Marincess finally makes a splash in a metagame, and you know, I'm surprised that it took this many national championships out of this weekend, 4 of them, to actually see success at one of these. Popular request, we have a nice little reskin here on the previous Exosister Field Center. A lot of you guys have been asking for a re-release of this, or the chance to get this. Well, we have it in a very nice dark red colorway here to distinguish it between the original print and this. So if you want to get one of these today, I will leave a link down below so you guys can pick yours up. Big 30% of you guys have not smashed the ever-loving crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100K ladder here. Italian Nationals Top 64 breakdown. Holy moly, Despia was really just the craziest deck in the room for this event. Every other event you saw, it was punk, but for whatever reason, when you come to this breakdown here, no, Despia was the far leader of this. Like I said, every other event you saw Despia taking like the 3rd slot in top cut. Not here. No. We also had 13 punks for this event. Okay, so punk was at least some sort of representation here for being second best deck if it's not the best. That's fine. We also had 11 Sword Soul, which, you know what? I see it. Makes sense to me. We had 7 Flaunderies players. Huh? I guess I shouldn't be too shocked by that, considering that a lot of the rest of the metagame was, you know, kind of messing around with, you know, seeing this as like a 5 representation. Okay. We had 3 Salamangreat. That's pretty high representation. Sal was kind of struggling out here at a lot of these events. So to see that this got the chance to show up, it's pretty good. We had 2 Dragon Link in top cut. Not surprised about that. Like adventure shenanigans with this, or, you know, if you want to play a little punk engine with it, it's pretty good right now. We had 2 Eldritch, which is also pretty standard. Now, the thing that was really interesting about this event was we had 2 Marincess in the top cut. Now, a lot of players were talking about, like, a lot of players had to read, like, their cards, and yeah, that's what happens. It's called a meta call, ladies and gentlemen. When you get the chance to play, you know, a deck that a lot of players aren't too familiar with, guess what? You're going to get the surprise element. That's what you like to see. We also had 2 Sky Strikers, and then our other category here, we had a Virtual World and an Attic Mister. So, in terms of an overall metagame representation here, this is quite interesting in terms of one-ofs across the board. Let's pass on over some top deck lists. Winning our event was none other than Flaunderies. Congratulations to Flunder actually getting a pretty big win out of here for a national championship. You actually love to see it. We're playing Mystic Minds to slow down the game. I know so many people give this card a lot of crap, but considering its pure representation in this format, I mean, it's definitely been interesting. Dark Roller No More for the board breaking. This is pretty standard, all things considered. 1 M-Pen, actually. I know a lot of players were really liking double M-Pen very long ago, but it looks like for this event we cut back on it. We also have MSTs and Twin Twisters. Holy crap, man. This player did not mess around here at the end of the day. And of course, we're on triple duality, triple prosperity, and of course, those Harpies Feathered Storms here. Don't underestimate how good that this card actually is. Like, you can ruin a whole player's day just in a full resolution of this card, and I think that's the thing that makes this deck, like, very scary. Just blow them out. Next up here is our Dragon Link list for top 16. Now, you do see that we are playing that punk engine in here, at least a semi-small package of it. I mean, I don't think a lot of players really, I guess, appreciate like how much value you get out of this stupid little engine, just the ability to synchro up. Like, it really is your value town. Now, a lot of the Dragon Link list have gone to the adventure stuff. I mean, free Link climb fodder, free Omni Negates for protection, free Synchro fodder, because, you know, level 7 in some cases, maybe not so much in this version of the deck, but these are all really things that you got to consider here at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So I really do like how, you know, this deck does pretty much take the core of based and plays the Dragon Link package to facilitate all of the advantage that you really want in a deck like this, because it's all just combo. Alright, so yeah, pretty standard stuff here. for Dragon Link. You love to see it. Next up here, another Dragon Link list. Boy, oh boy. So both Dragon Link lists ended up making top 16 here. One of the spiciest things in here is we're actually playing Delta. All right, in combination with, the Gamma up here, Delta gives you the ability to stop a spell card and then the ability to beam out, of course, the Brick Driver here. Now, if your opponent isn't aware of this and they, let the driver go to the graveyard, you just get full reuse of this stuff. But honestly, depending on the matchup, Delta is really good. We haven't seen a lot of Delta throughout the years. He's kind of the one that just kind of gets thrown to the back, where a lot of players are just like, no, we don't want to mess around with this. It's fine. Also, do keep in mind that 60 card versions of this deck can work. Because once again, the earlier base decks were 60 cards. You've seen how those decks had the ability to flow and work very well with each other in terms of combo ability. No problem, man. All right, straightforwardness is once again what you're going to get with these very high ceiling combo decks. Next up is, we have fun little shenanigans here for Albaz and friends. Albaz has definitely taken much of a back seat for this format, but like I said, the thing that was most interesting about this event was 20 of these in Top Cut, all right, which means that their meta was like super not worried about D-Barrier. I do find it very interesting that we did have access to this. I also see we're playing a Borreload Furious Dragon here. I mean, 2 Dark Dragon monsters to be able to super poly into this, tear apart an opponent's field with it, is actually quite ingenious. I don't see any Albalenitis in here. It looks like they valued the ability from this way more than really anything else that you could get from this. So that's really cool. Also, Croissant Designators to kind of counteract some of the more toxicity that you really had with this format. But quite honestly, I like this list a lot. This definitely puts an interesting take on things here. Next up is another Albaz list. Now, you see here that this build is doing a lot of different things. First of all, 52 cards for this deck is actually kind of crazy, all right? Yeah, still playing the Allures with the Mercurier, it's fine. We have the Mystic Minds in here. We have a lot of board-breaking cards in here. I'm not exactly sure what this duelist was really afraid of, but there were a lot of matchups that you can tell, like, in terms of the deck building here, that they really didn't want to deal with. All right, like, all of these board breakers, I guess the logic is 52 cards. We can just cram in more of these board breakers and not really worry about this at the end of the day. If when we get the chance to draw these cards, at all points in time, we should have some sort of board breaker. I guess my only real question is obviously you lost in top 32. Like, did you lose because of opening too many board breakers? Because I think that's one big issue I would have with a build like this, is just having too much destruction can lead to a bad thing. Next up here is another, man, so many of these. You do notice like how we've gone from like the evolution of like these builds, right? Like this one feels more refined at the point here, less board breakers, but we are playing Mystic Mine. There were a good couple of lists here that did play Mystic Mine. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mystic Mine get hit on the next list here in the TCG finally. All right, I also see that we are maining the Harpy's Feather Duster. So basically, because of the inclusion of this here, Vlonder's starting to show back up here, a lot more players kind of being forced to kind of push more towards this. So very, very nice. Glad to see that Spell and Trap Destruction is doing its job here. Outside of that, the side deck is very, very, very hate-filled, pretty much to kind of counteract everything else in the format. That's a big annoyance. I guess the other thing that catches my attention is like the 1 DD Crow here. I do suppose if you end up seeing this Crow, it should be able to handle what it needs to do, but I don't know, man. Valor could be better? Unsure. Oh my gosh, we have another list here. That is 4 Despia lists in a row here. Straight off the bat here, you still are playing the Crossout Designators with 2 Mystic Minds. Man, 3 lists all played Mystic Mind for this event. I'm wondering, ladies and gentlemen, if Mystic Mind is a new staple for this deck. Maybe that's the cool innovation out of this week here, was the fact that you could put Mystic Mind in this strategy and then kind of counteract, board break, troll opponents and have them, not know what to do. Well, it's kind of what I'm seeing here. So overall, between all 4 of these lists, you get a very interesting take on things here. I also, Croissant Designator for the Anti-Spell Fragrance. That's kind of interesting. I mean, you can board in the one, see it, punish your opponent going first if you end up to draw it. I mean, you gotta love multi-purposing value. Like, that's the good thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that can serve multiple purposes are really good. And the last list we have here was Top 32. Armageddon Duelist Gaming here showcased off the interesting Flunder list. Yay! We have double M Pen, good stuff. 1 Mega Ryza, remaining the Feather Duster, and we're playing the triple Mystic Mine here. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but at the end of the day here, this is pretty standard. I also love the extra deck down here, man. Gustav, Boral Sword. Man, they just took like the best option cards that they thought that they could want to see, and they just slapped them on in this bad boy. That's kind of cute. So what do you guys think about this breakdown? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys know what's on more awesome content, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.